you know, I was skeptical at the time, and here he is playing for top 8, right?
Yeah.
Is he playing for top 8? No.
So they're 13 and 14 going into the last round. Logan is the bottom 21, and Milton is the only 20. So I think all the 21s have to play. Yeah.
Yeah, but the 21s all make it automatically, right?
No, because there's...
if they win.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, 24 is in.
Yeah, I think 23 is also in. So the winner of this will make top 8.
Okay. Interesting. Two pretty interesting decks here. Logan Mize. I mean, his list looks a little more stock than the other. He does have a main deck Viridian Corruptor.
Hey,
and main deck Beast Withins.
The exact same list as Steve Mann?
It might be.
Yeah. Look at the man base. Unmistakable.
Right.
Logan Mize playing the same 75 as S-Man.
Alright, so we're off. Both players have a Copper Line Guard to lead things off. Milton Figueroa with a Rampant Growth to accelerate himself a little bit.
Yeah. Milton with Rampant Growth on the play. Always a very good start in the Ramp Mirror. Basically the best possible.
The Ramp Mirror can be a little odd at times. A lot of it comes down to who gets to go first. But that's changed quite a lot since we had the introduction of Kessig Wolf Run and Inkmoth Nexus as opposed to Valakut.
Yeah.
Like back when it was Primeval Titan was a Valakut deck.
Yeah.
It used to be entirely play dependent.
I mean,
now it's a little bit.
Not this past Pro Tour, but the Pro Tour before it in Honolulu, we had a Ramp Mirror in the finals, and the person who went first game 1 did not win the match.
Mm-hmm.
So Paulo was on the play and did not take it against Skibbler in 5. So there is more to the Ramp Mirror than 2-4-6ing your way to victory. That said, Logan has 4 Solemns and 4 of Green Sun Zenith, Sphere, and Rampant Growth, and has a Birds. So he has 12 2s and all 4 Solemns to, make sure that he ramps as much as possible.
He also has main deck Beast Withins.
Yeah, he has main deck Beast Withins.
Milton missed a land drop here, so that's going to be a huge problem for him. So despite being in the play, now he is behind on mana. Going to be a turn behind when it comes to Titan time.
Yeah. Milton also only has 2 Solemns, which is an issue.
Milton's draw, extremely unimpressive right now. Multiple Slag Storm, Whip Flare type cards in hand.
I'm guessing Acidic Slime here. Ooh, Wolfear Silverheart. Is that any good right now?
In this board? Not particularly, but I mean, it can become good very quickly.
Yeah. So, now that Logan has made it to prime time, his wealth of colorless lands will prove more an asset than a hindrance.
Yes. Primeval Titan changes the way the game is played.
Just searches up 2 Kessig Wolf runs to go his 3 Inkmoth Nexuses. Still has only 3 colored sources of mana.
Despite having 8 lands in play.
Yeah.
Let's see if Milton can find another land and maybe make a 10-10 Primeval Titan and an 8-8 Wolf.
Yeah. That would probably be his only way forward.
Doesn't look good, though.
Interestingly enough, both of these players really just a mono Primeval Titan deck. A lot of people talked about how Cavern of Souls would bring around fewer Huntmasters and more Inferno Titans, because you want to just always call Giant with your Cavern of Souls. And so people would want to play 6 or 7 or even all 8 in Titans, 2, 3, or 4 Inferno Titans. And we aren't seeing that in the most successful Wolf Run decks, at the top of the standings.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting. I know for a fact that Lockman played Inferno Titan and Primeval Titan and not as many Huntmasters, and said that he thought it was without a doubt right.
Yeah.
So I'm not necessarily sold that you should not be playing more Titans.
Right.
I might even be convinced to play 8 Titans.
Yeah. I mean, when Kuvi was in the feature match area last round, we saw him cast 2 Wormcoil engines in his Wolf Run ramp deck, and those did a lot of work against humans.
Seems to make sense. I mean, Wormcoil engine just so good right now.
Yeah.
All right, Milton with another 5-drop. So he's got a green Cincina for 4, and presumably going to grab a Huntmaster that fells.
Yeah. He has exactly 1.
And
he's probably going to bond the actual Huntmaster.
Seems to make sense.
And then he sends in?
Yeah, I mean, you have to, right? Or maybe not. Maybe you can't. It's either you have to or you can't.
Right.
It all depends on how you think the game is going to progress.
Right.
And how you think your opponent's trying to kill you.
You can't really sit there and do nothing, because you're just going to get beat up by Inkmoth Nexus over the course of 2 turns. Like, you get Inkmoth for 4 and then 6.
Or if Logan has another Primeval Titan, then you get he does it all in 1 turn after attacking with Titan. And
right. You just have to get aggressive. And getting Huntmaster actually lets you punish the Wolf Run activation on the other side of the board by flipping into Ravager and then attacking for 18. Plus, your Wolf Run activation is exactly 20.
Yep.
So he cannot, in fact, just animate, attack with both, and sink all of his mana into Wolf Run. He is dead if he does that.
Alright, so let's see what attacks them both. Just searching up 2 lands here.
So the way that my math works out on my claim just now is 8 from Wolfear Silverheart, Huntmaster flips into Ravager. Yes, Glimmer Post. Changes everything.
Yep, there we go. Glimmer Post matters.
Scoreboard.
For those of you who are just joining us now, Drew and I have been arguing whether or not Glimmer Post should be in the Wolf Run ramp deck. I don't think it should.
And I've been arguing that I think it is a much better Game 1 card than Cavern of Souls, and that you can sideboard those.
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
I'm fine with you not buying it. I mean, Logan just got to make an attack that he would otherwise not be able to make. Hey, didn't that flip? That Huntmaster?
No, he cast a Primeval Titan.
I thought you Wolf Run. Oh, he cast another one, yeah.
Yep. And Milton with no way to come out of that one. Packs it in.
Yeah. I mean, as it turns out, when you miss a bunch of land drops
in a ramp mirror, normally does not bode well for you.
Yeah. Apologies if we are a little lethargic, but there's not a whole lot to say about the ramp mirror that has not already been said. your basic aim is to get to 6 before the other person, trigger Primeval Titan as many times as possible, and make sure that you don't die to their Inkmoth Nexus plus Wolf Run.
Here post-board, Logan has access to Acidic Slime. He may want Ancient Grudge, he may want Viridian Emissary, he may want Ghost Quarter, he may want Beast Within, but...
I'm not sold on Emissary. He has no way of killing it himself. You basically want that as a roadblock against like the aggressive decks.
Aggro deck, yeah, that makes sense.
You want them to
really
kill
good
for
against
you.
zombies.
Like, I think he definitely wants Grudge, Slime, the 2 Quarters, the 2 Beast Withins, the 2 Karns, and the 2 Devil's Play.
It's a lot of cards. So he's taking out Slagstorm.
4 Slagstorm, 2 Pillar, 4 Huntmaster. I'm not a huge fan of it.
So 1...
It's 10,
5,
right?
6. Yep, it's 10 and 10. It works out.
So that's how I'd side. I mean, maybe all of the CFB players on Twitter have a lot of bad words for me if, but I don't think that keeping Huntmaster in Ramp Mirror is that great.
It seems pretty bad, right? They have
like it's not a Titan and it doesn't interact with Titans.
Yeah, it loses pretty hard to them, so...
I think cutting them is fine.
So on the other side, Milton Figueroa is also going to be able to cut Slagstorm, Whip Flare, 1 Huntmaster of the Fells, and a Viridian Corruptor.
No, I'd keep that in. It's basically a tutorable Shatter, right? Like it's a 4-mana Shatter.
Yeah, I mean...
And it's another Infect source. I mean, Logan also has Viridian Corruptor main. Like, it's not delightful.
Yeah, like...
But, like, sometimes you just need to
Ancient Grudge to hit mana sources is, like, one of the biggest traps in Magic's history.
I mean, so you're telling me you have Ancient Grudge because you naturally want it anyway. You're not pointing it at their Sphere on turn 2?
Well, obviously, I'm pointing it at their Sphere on turn 2, but I would have an opportunity to do that in this matchup. I'm saying in a matchup like... Okay, like... In older matchups where people had like things like Chrome Mox and like a few artifact lands in their deck, and like it basically like more than 4 targets for Ancient Grudge, and you sided in like 2 to like LD them. That was always a terrible plan, and you always got super punished for it. And
yeah, because you're using their action to kill their mana, so you only win if they are going to be mana screwed.
Exactly, and here like obviously it's a different thing because it's a race, but the problem is that if you're never really going to have the opportunity to Green Sun for Viridian Corruptor to put them behind, unless you're putting yourself behind in doing so.
Yeah, you're trading turns with them, but you could take them off of a good draw and put them on the same level of you having a terrible draw.
Yeah, but you can also just end up having a bad draw because of it. And,
I agree.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you keep Viridian Corruptor in. I'm not 100% certain, but...
I mean, Milton definitely wants 2 Grudges, a Beast Within, a Sword of Feast and Famine, an Acidic Slime, a Garruk, a Karn, and a Vorinclex.
You don't think he brings in Sword of Feast and Famine here?
No, he definitely does.
He does, right?
Yeah.
It's too good.
2 Grudge, 1 Beast, 1 Sword, 1 Slime, the 2 Planeswalkers, and the Praetor is...
Seems reasonable.
8. So he has the 6 Sweepers, the Huntmaster, and... I guess he cuts...
That's what I was thinking. Viridian
Corruptor, sure. Yeah, because the numbers work. If Logan had an 11th card, I could see him cutting his Corruptor for that as well.
So here we are, Milton on the play with a Rootbound Crag. Both players on 7 cards. Turn 2, he has the Rampant Growth.
Do you sideboard in more lands?
That's a good question. Maybe you just sideboard in...
Your Cavern of Souls, because you just always want to hit your land drops. You never, ever, ever want to miss a land drop. Even though it's colorless, even though it doesn't cast Rampant Growth, do you still want it?
Maybe. It seems pretty reasonable. And a Rampant Growth.
You could do worse than playing lands in Rampmere.
Both players, 3 lands in play. Mirrored boards for both. Now, Milton, he has significantly fewer Psalm Simulacrums in his deck. Really would like to see one here. But he has another Rampant Growth and a Sphere of the Suns. So up to 6 mana now for Milton already. Milton with an extremely interesting ramp deck, playing Faithless Looting.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about ramp is that you're so mana tight and you're so card tight so often that Faithless Looting can just be sort of an impossible extravagance. Like, it seems like so little of a cost, but it might just come back to hurt you. Because if all of your costs are even, then you just always use all your mana every turn.
Attention to a giant players. You can now pick up your prize.
This game, both players hitting their land drops.
Primeval
Titan going to come down from Milton. Primeval Titan comes down. Probably going to grab a pair of Ink Moths, maybe Ink Moth and a Kessig Wolf Run. Goes to the Ink Moth and the Kessig Wolf Run. And Logan just so far behind here. I mean, unless he can make a Primeval Titan of his own the next turn. And even if he does.
Yeah. Yeah. Very classically, one turn behind every turn of the game. Get some Ghost Quarters. I like it.
Oh, that's actually quite good.
Yeah. Especially on the draw.
Yeah. Well played by Logan.
You can just Ghost Quarter his opponent's Wolf Run.
Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, then Primeval Titan will have to search for another one, which he can just Ghost Quarter away.
Correct.
So, puts him in a pretty good spot.
You can actually just trade Titans here.
Depends what's in his hand, though. And
I mean, I don't think you can just like not block here, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, you definitely block.
All right, so he blocks.
Yep, Wolf Run, and now Logan gets to take the initiative. Oh no, never mind. Green Sun Zenith. That is not the same thing.
Look, Green Sun Zenith thing for 8.
Another Titan. Oh, a Vorinclex. Jeez.
Wow.
Never mind.
Vorinclex with Kessig Wolf Run is a lot of damage.
Dear Lord. Probably just like lethal immediately.
Yeah, it's a lot of mana.
Vorinclex, for those of you who are unfamiliar,
it is a 7/6 for 8 mana.
Has trample.
And when you have it in play, your opponent, whenever he taps a land for mana, it does not untap during his next untap step. And whenever you tap a land for mana, it produces
1 mana
yes.
of any type that land produces. So basically doubles your mana output. Meanwhile, Karn comes down to retrump.
Karn going to deal with the Vorinclex.
And Karn will itself be dealt... Oh no, it won't. Because he has Ghost Quarters up. Very nice.
Yeah. And now, with these 2 Ghost Quarters, it's going to be pretty difficult for Milton to win. Karn just dominating the game.
Yeah. I'm not sure I like... Actually, how many ink moths does Milton have? 3? Yeah.
Yes.
Because he has 3, I think it's actually correct to hold up Ghost Quarter. If he only had 2, then you have to quarter both of Milton's wolf runs.
That seems to make sense.
But since he has 3, you have to shoot the...
Oh, interesting that he's going after the ink moths.
Yeah, I think you have to.
Fair enough. Milton's trying to feel something. He has an ancient grudge.
Looks like he's got another Primeval Titan.
A lot of Primeval Titans. Alright, and 2 more mana from Milton. And let's see.
So here's the thing. Logan's lands still don't get to untap. Those were triggers that exist, regardless of whether Vorinclex is still in play. So, yeah, Logan's just locked into KOing the Primeval Titan, playing a land and saying go. At which point, I'm pretty sure he's very close to getting Infect killed, or just 3rd Primeval Titaned.
Seems to make sense. Now, Milton only has 2 ink moths.
Oh, wow.
So, Logan with that double ghost
Never
quarter
mind.
actually cut off Milton's ability to green sun altogether.
That's insane. Logan has to be realizing that right about now. Like, oh wow, I am out of the woods with regard to becoming completed.
Yeah, it's extremely unlikely that...
So, for those of you wondering how Glimmerpost works, it is a land that taps to add 1 mana. When it comes into play, you gain 1 life for each locus in play. It itself is a land type locus.
Yes, if you Primeval Titan for 2 of them, when you already had 2 in play, you gain 8.
Right, because they see each other when the triggers resolve. So if you Primeval Titan for your first 2, each one sees that there are 2 locuses in play, and you gain 4. If you play 1 after that from your hand, you gain 3. And if you play another one, you gain 4 after that. Pretty basic.
Alright. Milton getting in there with the Solemn Simulacrum, putting Logan down to 18.
Yeah. Logan, Devil's playing yet another Primeval Titan. Does Milton have any of those left? Or does it even matter?
Milton's way ahead on lands.
So. Wolf run for a heck of a lot. How many? Just count it yourself.
Yeah.
4, 8, 12, 13, 14.
14.
So, Logan's going to go to 4.
I mean, it's a rough life when everyone has that many lands in Kessig Wolf Run.
He who has more Primeval Titan triggers rules the world.
The ramp mirrors, so interesting. So, Logan.
Might just have to flashback Devil's play here.
Not too unreasonable. If he had a land, it would be better, but...
Yeah. Devil's play your Simulacrum. Let you peel 1. Hope you don't have a threat.
All right, 5, 6, 7 mana for Milton, and probably green Sunset. Oh no, it's a Karn.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. Logan discarding or removing the Solemn Simulacrum with Karn's Ultimate.
Well, Karn's plus 4, yeah.
Karn's plus 4, rather. I'm sorry.
So it looks like he's going to Green Sun Zenith for a Primeval Titan.
Seems to make sense. I just can't say enough good things about Wormcoil Engine in this format.
Yeah. Wormcoil Engine just seems so good against everything.
Oh, wow. So well positioned right now. As far as 6 drops go. Alright, a pair of Inkmoth Nexus, grabbed by Logan. And I wonder if Logan's going to be able to pull this one out.
He's putting up a fight for getting Titaned first.
Yeah. He's putting up a pretty good fight.
And he's gained some real valuable information from this game. Milton only plays 2 Inkmoth Nexus. That's a big deal.
Yeah, if you know that about your opponent,
yeah, that's insane.
That matters a lot. It lets you play much differently.
That's just like a huge game change.
Alright, so Logan's Primeval Titan. Attacking. Alright, and this Primeval Titan didn't switch for lands yet, right?
Which one?
The Primeval Titan play. Like he...
No, it's not in play, it's removed by Karn.
Oh, it's just Karn underneath.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So Karn's at 7, having a Solemn and a Primeval Titan underneath it. Milton could theoretically just tick Karn up twice and then restart the game with a Primeval Titan and a Solemn Simulacrum's triggers on the stack. And because of the way it works, they also get to attack that turn since he's controlled them since the beginning of the turn.
Yeah.
It's fairly filthy.
It's pretty disgusting. You know what's actually more disgusting and more filthy?
Is it turn 3 Karn?
It's Craterhoof Behemoth.
Oh, okay. Craterhoof Behemoth.
He's a crazy dude.
Indeed, more disgusting than Karn.
Craterhoof Behemoth looks a lot like my dog. I don't know if I mentioned that before.
Your dog looks like a gigantic thing that destroys anything in its path?
Sort of. It's not gigantic, but it's mushy in the same way. Alright, so Logan activating Inkmoth Nexus. Probably going to send his team in. Activation.
He can wolf run it for 1 short of lethal. For Karn. So I guess he's attacking... I don't like this attack, actually.
It's a bit of an odd attack.
I mean, he kills Karn in 2 shots, which is fine. I guess it removes Milton's ability to actually Karn his wolf run, so...
Actually...
Ooh, Ancient Grudge. Yeah.
The other way. Oh, and with Milton having that Ancient Grudge, that's just...
Yeah.
Pretty
has
rough
to commit,
for Logan.
and...
So, Karn going to continue ticking up.
Yeah, you have to hit wolf run here, right?
I think so.
Ticks up instead. Gets a rampant growth.
Alright, a Wolf or a Silver Heart for Milton, and will that be enough?
Yeah, just immediately threatening lethal.
So...
Logan has to deal with either the Wolfear Silverheart or the Kessig Wolf Run, or die.
And if he doesn't deal with... oh, there he goes. All right.
He chooses
Logan
the last
high-handed.
option.
It seems to make sense. Like, there's not really much of a reason to continue.
I mean, he was behind 3 or 4 Primeval Titan triggers. At some point...
6 or 8 cards.
At some point, the 6-card deficit catches up.
Yeah, it's like if one player casts 3 Ancestor Recalls and the other one has none.
And has Fast Spawn in play.
It's reasonable. Really reasonable.
Logan put up a good fight.
Do you think any of these sideboard plans would become different on the play? I don't think they would.
Nah. You might want fewer Ancient Grudges on the play.
Seems reasonable enough.
That's about it.
Yeah, and I think you really just want to jam and attack as much as possible, you know?
Yeah. Just 1 2 4 6 it up. Get your Primeval Titan.
So, that game, Logan did learn a valuable piece of information about Milton's deck.
Only has 2 Inkmoth Nexuses.
Only has 2 Ink Moths. This can help Logan play accordingly, and might help him win in the 3rd game. Let's hope he caught that. And we're up to game 3. Now, a lot of you who have been watching throughout today might be aware of Lou Laskin's Mono Blue Architect deck. Last round he was commentating with Drew. Did you guys get a chance to talk about his deck at all?
Yeah.
Nice.
He shared a lot of thoughts, sort of the progression of how it came to be. And as it turns out, this list is remarkably similar to the original list. They strayed a good ways away from it, and then just came back to Merfolk Looter and a nearly mono blue shell in the end.
It's cool stuff. Yeah, after this round, we're going to be cutting to the top 4, and you know what that means? We're going to start giving stuff away.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, top 4's tomorrow morning, but top 8.
Well, top 8, yeah, I'm sorry. So in the first round of top 8, we're giving away 3 free months of Star City Games Premium. Then, in the top 4, we're giving away 6 free months of Star City Games Premium. And in the finals, we're giving away a Gen Con badge. All right, we're going to this game. So Logan, on the play, leads things off with a Copperline Gorge. And Milton has a turn 1 Faithless Looting. That might surprise me if I was his opponent. Like, what is going on?
How does he make the room for all this stuff? Oh, he cuts Ink Moths.
Milton with another Faithless Looting in hand. I would definitely advise that that's one of the cards he discards, the Faithless Looting.
Yep.
And he does so. You know, the one nice thing about Faithless Looting is that it will guarantee like a turn 4 Titan more often than you would get it otherwise.
Yeah.
Alright, so a Rampant Growth coming down, and just grabbing a Forest, a Mountain, just to prove me wrong.
Yeah, man. Why do you ever be right?
Spiteful Mountain.
Why do you ever be right?
Alright, now
grab an Evolving Wilds to prove both of us wrong, and the judge a little concerned.
Rampant Growth doesn't even do that.
But it still gets a basic land.
Alright, so Logan playing Cavern of Souls.
Naming Giant.
Presumably. Let's see what Logan has for this turn. Another Sphere.
Zenith for birds.
Zenith for 1. Gonna get a Bird's Paradise. Now with mana in play for him to cast the Primeval Titan.
Milton could really set him back by grudging and flashing back. This is where Ancient Grudge shines on the draw. Nope, 2 rampant growths.
Yep, going to continue to ramp this man up. It's always a strange thing finding the exact 2 lands you want. So some nice unhinged lands.
And some Zendikar forests.
Yes. Zendikar forest and unhinged mountains.
Yeah. Choice of basic land, always a nice touch.
Do you have any specific lands that you play with?
Euro lands all the way.
Very nice. I like Mirage lands for some. I have different ones for every land type. But alright, 6 mana from Logan. And is it a Primeval Titan?
It better be.
It is a Primeval Titan. I'm going to search Library for a couple of Ink Moths.
He missed his land drop, though.
Surprisingly relevant when he's leaning on multiple spheres.
Yeah.
But the relevance of it quickly wanes because of the Primeval Titan. And
yeah, but I mean, if he just like misses his land drop, then in a couple turns, his spheres are basically going to eliminate the value of a Primeval Titan trigger, which is a real deal considering that like that's the benefit you get from being on the play.
All right. Milton going to need a Primeval Titan of his own. Looks like he has one.
Considered Garrick instead. He had that at the front of his hand.
Yeah, I think you lead with the Primeval Titan.
Yeah, absolutely. So, opposite situation. The tables have been turned. Do you block if you're Milton?
It's... I don't know. I think in a lot of ways it's a feel thing. I would say probably not.
What sort of leads you to that conclusion?
You have a Karn in your hand.
Does he have Karn?
Yeah, Milton has Karn in his hand.
I saw Garrick. I didn't see Karn.
I think he has a Karn in his hand.
Okay. Yeah, if you have Karn in your hand, then you definitely don't block.
Yeah. That was what made me come to that conclusion, was I saw the Karn. And,
yeah.
I mean, that's the problem with these types of decisions. It's largely dependent on what you have in your hand.
So this looks like either Zenith or Karn.
Ooh, and that's rough. So Milton's Karn is just going to be a very lackluster version of Logan's Karn.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Primeval plus Karn on the play, about as good as it gets.
And Milton had a very good hand this game. It doesn't look like it's going to end up working out for him.
Has the Titan on time, has Garrick Karn, doesn't matter. He has Huntmaster in his deck though, which is weird.
Still playing that? Yeah, it's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's just a one-off.
He drew Sword of Feast and Famine, so he can he can kill Karn.
Yeah.
Activate Inkmoth, attack Karn with cast Sword, equip, attack, have 1 mana over. Like that's got to be his line. Oh no, never mind, because of Ghost Quarter. Oh, that's vicious.
That's an extremely aggressive Ghost Quarter from Logan.
Yeah. Could have waited, but...
Alright, Lou Laskin singing Heartbreaker off camera.
As he crushed a 21-pointer out of the top 8.
Yeah, Dream Crush somebody for first seed. Going to have to play every round, top 8. Huntmaster of the Fells coming down for Milton, and Sword of Feast and Famine. Now, that's a pretty big game. Not big enough, though. This one he's behind this Primeval Titan, and a Karn is on the table, just eating him to pieces. Yeah, he has the card in his own hand, and he would have wanted to play that to get rid of the card on the other side of the table, but you just can't.
Right.
You can't just skip your turn because then you'll die.
Right.
That's what's in play. So at this point, he's always going to be playing from behind, and as a result, there's almost nothing he can do.
Yeah, he's just.
It's one of the really rough parts about when your opponent has Primal Titan before you. It's really hard.
Look, man, like I said before, he who has more Primal Titan triggers rules the world. Doesn't matter if you're in Standard or Commander, you want to trigger Primal Titan more times than everyone else.
Lou, even though he plays no Primal Titans, when we watched him play against Ram, he triggered a lot of Primal Titans.
Yeah, man.
Way more than his opponent did.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, you want to trigger it more.
Seems to make sense.
He's basically just playing the blue Commander deck. Kind of surprised he doesn't have Sphinx. So we could have, Sphinx Primal Titan. That's like how you win games, right?
Seems like a pretty safe way to win a game.
Yeah.
All right, so Logan pumping up that Karn a little bit, getting more fun treats underneath it, and Solemn Simulacrum is going to come down. More lands for Logan, and at this point,
he's just pouring it on. Eventually, something's going to kill Milton. We don't know yet, but there's only so much that he can deal with.
It could be.
He's just tutoring twice a turn.
Logan could restart the game with Karn if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
I would not necessarily advise that. Have you ever seen somebody restart a game with Karn and lose?
I remember Sam Black versus Patrick Chapin. Sam restarted it with a Dark Slick Shores.
Did he win?
I don't know. I forgot. It was really close, though. It was the Blue-White Cuneo deck versus Blue-Black with Drown Yard. So Blue-Black typically heavily favored, but it is Sam Black versus Patrick Chapin, two players that know their way around islands very, very well.
So many people think that match is all about Drown Yard. I think you can just jam a bunch of Planeswalkers in the deck and that deck will win.
Yeah, you just need to resolve them, though.
I mean, if you have 8, it's not that hard. It's really not.
You have 8 of anything, it's not really hard to resolve something.
You're already playing so many pre-board. You just need a few in your sideboard.
Yeah.
I don't think that deck's very good anymore, though.
Blue-Black?
Blue-Black.
What happened?
Strangleroot Geist. Just got more popular.
That's fair.
Alright, Milton,
flashing back Faithless Looting.
So
Milton flashes back Faithless Looting, draws 2, discards 2 lands.
Yeah, no,
just looking for answers.
There's almost nothing he can do at this point.
He's probably gonna jam this straight into the Solemn Simulacrum, bonk. Logan's gonna draw a card.
Yep. Logan drawing another card here.
Wolf run it, so Milton gets the untap. Very smart.
And
grudge the sword.
On the sword.
So they trade. Logan very, very patient.
Super patient. That was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, your opponent's going to go for it, right?
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Not go for it? And that's it. And Logan Mize coming to the top 8.
Yeah.
Skin of his teeth. Logan probably going to be on the draw every round of top 8. As opposed to Lou Laskin will be on the play.
Yeah. Logan very likely to be on the draw.